So you're saying, yeah, Henrik, I can do a lot of fun stuff with the original one as well. So why don't we do a comparison here? We can use some of the quickshot modes that are available on both drones. We can use that to make sure that they are performing the same task. So let's just do that. 2 meter flat, 2 meter flat for both of them. And I make sure that I press the buttons at the same time.
2 meters, circle, 3, 2, 1.
So, I know they are put in 4K 30, both of them. So it doesn't get more equal than that.
Side by side, the Neo 1 looks slightly overexposed and lacks some saturation and contrast.
So.
Next, the rocket mode, a straight top-down shot.
Nice catch. That makes it a lot easier. I dropped this a few times now, and that's because it's not very ideal that the button is up here.
4 meters, rocket, 3, 2, 1.
So this time, they're separated a little bit more. Oh, no. Oh yeah, this one is perfect.
First the Neo 2, then back to the Neo 1, flying simultaneously. Here the difference is smaller, but if we zoom in to 400%, you can still see that the Neo 2 image comes out on top with more details.
So this one is charging now, and then I can use it a little bit later to do the final test. So what I can do now is I can show you the functionality of the remote. So now I can fly around here. So I get a lot more distance, and you will get the distance that you're used to with these types of drones.
First, we are looking at the Neo 2 recorded in 4K 30 frames per second, shot in neutral exposure. Then I'm trying to reproduce more or less the same clip with the original Neo, also in neutral exposure. It's pretty clear looking at the footage that the exposure looks different, and the image from the Neo 1 suffers a bit more from digital stabilization. Let's put them side by side, and that makes the difference even clearer. With the 400% magnification, you can see that the Neo 2 maintains a lot more details in the image. The tree lines and the fine edges just hold up better overall. Now let's look at a low light scenario. I'm flying next to the forest so you can really see how each drone handles the shadows. First the Neo 2 recordings, then the Neo 1. Again the exposure seems a bit off on the original Neo. We put them side by side and it becomes much clearer. Neo 2 preserves a lot more details in the shadow. If we freeze the frame and zoom into 400%, you can really see how much more texture and contrast the Neo 2 manages to keep. Now let's move on to a photo comparison. Here's the first shot. This one is from the Neo 2, 12 megapixel neutral exposure. Then we switch to the original Neo. Right away you can tell the saturation is slightly off and overall the image looks a bit flatter. Putting them side by side, the Neo 2 clearly has richer color and better contrast and just more details across the image. If we decide to zoom into 400%, you will see the Neo 1 tends to mush out the fine details, while the Neo 2 keeps them crisp and defined. I also grabbed a few extra shots in early morning just to see the difference in the images. Here's the Neo 2, and now switching to the Neo 1. Again, there is a noticeable boost in saturation on the Neo 2. Let's put them side by side. The Neo 2 image looks more vivid and balanced, while the Neo 1 still appears softer. Zooming into 400% confirms the same pattern. Neo 2 keeps a lot more details, likely because the digital stabilization is not as aggressive as it is on the original Neo. It's pretty clear to me at this point that DJI has decided to crank up the saturation a bit on the images for the Neo 2. Only JPEGs are available. Still no RAW options. The Neo 2's wider 2.2 aperture and improved digital processing and the 2-axis stabilized gimbal makes a clear visual difference between these two models in every shot. The original Neo didn't have a really dedicated slow motion function. It shoots 1080p 60 FPS, but you had to slow it down manually in post. The Neo 2 on the other hand, that can shoot 4K at 100 FPS. And the footage plays back in slow motion directly off the drone. That said, 100 FPS is not the best match for a 30 FPS timeline, since the frames don't divide evenly. But if you're editing in 25 or 50 FPS, you definitely get smoother results. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then feel free to give it a like. If you didn't like it, feel free to press the dislike button twice. Thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next one.